How do you see yourself in relation to the deaf and the hearing communities?
Regarding the hearing and deaf communities, I've felt that I've just been right in the middle between the hearing community and the deaf community, just right in between. I think it's because in growing up, I didn't really have a lot of social interactions with many deaf people. Maybe a week during summer camp, I was around deaf people. I had a few deaf friends when I lived in Corpus Christi, Texas, but I was never really immersed fully 100% into the deaf community. I feel like I grew up more in the hearing community. I socialized more with hearing people. In school, I was mainstreamed. So it makes me feel more connected with the hearing community because my friends are hearing themselves. And they don't seem to have a problem wanting to communicate with me. I'm already not around the people that aren't willing to communicate with me. So I feel that the hearing friends that I have are very solid, good. I have confidence that I can depend on them. But in the deaf community, I only have maybe one or two friends, and I don't feel like I'm really good friends with them. I know who they are. They're always willing to be with me, but they're not someone that I would really be in contact with a lot and spend a lot of time with. I don't know that I would feel comfortable. They live in Austin, and when I'm in Austin, I might say go to 6th Street with them or something, but they're not someone I would spend a lot of time visiting with. I feel like the communities are very divided for me. It's not easy to merge them. I've never really had that experience of going to a deaf school and that knowledge of full deaf classroom and being fully in the deaf way of life. And so sometimes it's a disappointment to me because I feel like people from the deaf culture look at me as more of a hearing person and kind of look down on that in my background, and they may not want to deal with me so much. And so I really want to be more knowledgeable about the deaf culture and communicate more fully and not have to depend on total communication so much. And I really don't want to need that, but it's hard when they don't really accept my background and how I was raised and my education situation. Some of the deaf culture folks kind of struggle with getting into college or have more physical type jobs, and here I am advancing and going to graduate school, and sometimes I feel like they think negatively of me or look down on me a little bit. It's frustrating. And I do wish that it was easier for both cultures to meld together, but it's not always easy. I think a lot of deaf people have strong deaf pride and don't really want to identify with the hearing culture, and I understand that. But other deaf people are willing to mesh more with the hearing culture. It just depends on the individual, but I don't know very many people that are just the same as me, that are just as comfortable in the hearing world. And most people seem to want to be only in the hearing world or only in the deaf world, and it's hard for me to join in that deaf crowd when I don't have that similar experience. But I think as the older I've gotten and the more experiences I have, I'm meeting more professional deaf people and more deaf people that are willing to be open-minded and look at my background and my experiences that I've had up to now and are willing to communicate more with me. So that's a really nice experience. But if you want me to label myself as which culture I'm a part of, I would say neither. Neither one, because I'm not fully hearing and I'm not fully deaf. I am physically deaf, but mentally I'm not. I grew up in the hearing world, and so mentally I'm more accustomed to music and bands and parties, the hearing sounds, and I understand the rationale behind why you need piano, and maybe deaf culture doesn't understand that, and I like the piano, and deaf people don't. So to say I'm fully hearing when physically I'm not, I can't say that. To say I'm fully deaf when I'm not there mentally, I can't say that, so I'm really right in the middle.